Welcome everybody to Respawn Please, the weekly video game podcast where two dum-dums come together to talk all things video games. And we're doing something new today. We are playing Fall Guys while we talk about all the video game news stuff. It's not really all the video game news. It's just like handpicked things by me because I'm curious about things. But with me as always is the curious gamer, the Anna main. Are you still on main, or are you switching back to Mercy? Which one are you?
Well, actually, it's back and forth. So now I'm like Anna Mercy. So it's Anna/Mercy now. So
Anna/Mercy main. The dual mains.
The dual main.
How's it going?
Good. It's I feel great. It's Friday. I'm glad to be able to play Fall Guys here with you and just have a great time on the podcast.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. Here, let me turn you down real quick.
Oops, you're like too loud.
Yeah, you're blowing out OBS, and since I can't hear the OBS side of things, I don't know if it's gonna actually work here. Talk for me real quick, and I'll make sure the levels sound good.
How's your week been going, everybody? My week has been going really good. Really busy at work, but
you sound great. You sound perfect. So you already talked about your week. How was your week, man? Continue on with it. Can you elaborate?
Oof, busy week at work and just been out in the sun every day of the week and just knocking out everything.
Oh, you guys have sun over in Georgia?
Yeah, we have sun.
Well, I just doxed you.
Okay. Oh, oops. No. But no, it's been sunny all week, and then but today it rained a little bit, but the sun came back out.
Yeah. Oh man, it's been I think that part of the reason why I've been tired all week is because it's been like rainy over here in the good old state of Arkansas. Been mostly rain, and then absurdly hot when it's not raining.
Yeah,
I hate it. I hate the heat. So yeah, how's the humidity down in Georgia? I've never been to Georgia, so I don't really know what the humidity is like. I hear it can be pretty atrocious.
Yeah, it can be at times. It can be atrocious at times, but luckily this week during the day, of course, like around noon, high noon and stuff, when everything's like at the sun's at its highest, that's when it's like really hot. But as like around maybe like from 4 and on, slowly the temperature starts to come down, so it's not as bad. It's just that morning up to the 3 or 4, and then it starts to come down. It's not too crazy from what I remember from Arkansas.
Yeah, Arkansas is like it's most of the heat is because of the humidity. So
yeah,
it's like you step outside and then it's like you're just sweating. It's horrible.
No, definitely. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Arkansas. Kind of reminds me of Texas. Texas heat is like something else. If you've ever been.
Oh yeah, I've been during RTX and stuff. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's something else. But here in Atlanta, it's been pretty good, I'd say.
Yeah, nice. So other than that though, like other than just work, anything else? Like what you been playing? Have you been able to play anything this week?
Yes. Finished As Dusk Falls, which we'll talk about later. Woo! Love that game. Man, such a great game. Playing As Dusk Falls, of course, playing Overwatch as I usually do. Playing Fall Guys every now and then. We played a little bit yesterday, had a blast with that. And then also playing I just had the game. Oh, Slay the Spire, of course.
Slay the Spire. Have you started looking up strategies and stuff after our last conversation about it?
Funny enough, no, I was going to, but then I forgot, and then I just went to go play Slay the Spire, and it never clicked with me to go, hey, I should go look up some decks to help me get farther. And so, but yeah,
it's all good. You'll get by. Like I think it's yeah. Have you started eliminating cards from your deck?
No, I'm going to start that on the next time I play.
You're still just adding more.
Add. That's all I do.
How do you get the cards that you need then if you're just doing nothing but adding cards?
It doesn't register to me that I should take away because my thing I have more cards. But I guess maybe it's because growing up, side note, I played like Yu-Gi-Oh and all these other games, and of course the objective is to not run out of cards. It's like to beat your opponent before you run out of cards. And so that's kind of like stayed in my head the whole time.
Isn't there a limit to how many cards can be in your deck in Yu-Gi-Oh though?
Yes, I think so. I can't remember it might be 50 or 60. But the thing is like if you can't get them down like to 0 life points, then if you run out of cards, you lose the game.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of stuck with me. But now Slay the Spire is like, we don't care about running out of cards. You just gotta, it'll shuffle back in.
Yeah.
So yeah. But what have you been playing?
I've been playing Fall Guys as well. I've been playing Pokemon. I've been doing my shiny hunting, continue it.
Nice.
On Sunday, this past Sunday, I got 2 shiny Pokemon in one stream. I got my
Nice.
shiny score bunny, the little shiny rabbit the rabbit Pokemon that is one of the fire starter for Sword and Shield. And then I got Sobble. I got a shiny Sobble. And now I'm hunting down Eevees. I'm trying to get a shiny Eevee for each of the
Nice.
evolutions. So I already have a shiny Sylveon, so I got to get 8 more. I got to get 8 more shiny Eevees because I'm trying to make a shiny living deck. So I need a extra shiny Eevee just to have an Eevee. Anyways,
Yeah.
so I'm in the long haul for with the Eevee hunting right now. It's gonna take a while, probably. It's gonna probably take a while. That's all I can say.
Nice.
On a side note of Pokemon, I've been actively on the Pokemon Trade Network on the phone. So what you do? So there's this thing called Pokemon Home. Are you familiar with Pokemon Home?
I've heard of it, but I have
Yeah.
not passed that.
So you have it on your Switch, you have it on your phone. Basically, what you do on the Switch side is like you bring your Pokemon from the games, like Sword and Shield, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, Pokemon Legends Arceus, all of that. You bring them over to Pokemon Home, and then you go on your phone on Pokemon Home, and you start throwing shit out to Wonder Trade and the Galactic Trade Network, the Global Trade Network. And so I've been doing that. I've been trading for Pokemon that I need for shiny hunting and stuff, getting extra copies of Pokemon and stuff, so I can prepare to use them for shiny hunting.
Nice.
So a lot of prep work for future Pokemon that I'm going to shiny hunt. So yeah, been playing Pokemon Legends Arceus as well when I'm not shiny hunting, and I'm just trying to finish Pokemon Legends Arceus so I can get the shiny charm, so I can eventually shiny hunt in Pokemon Legends Arceus. Because there's some Pokemon in Legends Arceus that you can't get in Sword and Shield, so I'm trying to build out my living decks on Pokemon Home to where all of them. So I'm trying to catch all 900 and get shinies for all of them, pretty much. There's some shinies you can't get because like legendaries you can't get. They're like shiny lock, meaning they can't become shinies.
Okay.
Typically, the like legendaries they become shiny via like events and stuff that Nintendo hosts. Like back in November of last year. They teamed up with GameStop. Yeah, GameStop. Here we go. GameSpot's the website. GameStop is they teamed up with GameStop like in November, and they were giving away a shiny Zacian and a shiny Zamazenta, which are the 2 legendaries which are 2 of the legendaries for Sword and Shield. So that was how you got them as shinies. Of course, you can get you can go to hackers and stuff and get shiny Pokemon that way, but that's bad. Don't do it. But yeah, so I've been doing that. I'm rambling about the shiny stuff. And then I've been playing a little game. We talked about it. I showed it to you before we started the stream. I've been playing Digimon Survive. It's here, finally. I am enjoying it a lot. I'm only like 3 hours in, like I was telling you. It's like a combination of so many different like genres. So it's a visual novel. It's a tactical RPG. Like you said, it reminded you of XCOM when I was showing it to you. But it's like XCOM, Fire Emblem, things like that. It has a lot of mix of like the Shin Megami persona or even Pokemon, where you are capturing like the different Digimon and stuff like that. And I say the persona stuff because you're also trying to manage like the relationships of all these characters. So yeah, I'm only like 3 hours in. And I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm very, very interested. It's just I got overwhelmed by all the game mechanics they were throwing at you right at the beginning of the game. I was like, oof, this is too much for me. But I'm in a groove. I'm gonna probably stay up all night and play it because I wanna play it. I want to experience it. I want to make sure I play it before I get spoiled on it and stuff. I think I'd mentioned this to you. Maybe it was last night or something, but it could have been last week too. the devs for it have asked that nobody talk about spoilers for the game
Oh yeah.
for like 2 months. They like that's what they said in their tweet. Like nobody talk about the story for 2 months. It's
Oh
like
my god.
no one's gonna listen to
Yeah.
you.
No one's gonna listen to that.
On
That's
top of that,
hilarious.
like streamers and stuff,
Yeah.
I'm sure people are streaming it right now are gonna make like let's plays and put them on YouTube, so
Exactly.
so
That's
it's like
hilarious.
yeah, I find it funny you mentioned before we started streaming too that you saw it trending on your on your
Yeah,
Twitter stuff.
saw it trending on my Twitter, and I was like, "Oh, this must be really popular right now." And then now that you say that, I'm like, I wonder if people are like, "I'm gonna beat this," post it on YouTube so that people can go watch it, and they're like,
Yeah.
for the for them to say, "Don't spoil it in 2 months." That's hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm trying to get it before I start seeing spoilers and stuff because this is a game that I want to experience because so far it's pretty interesting because it is the idea. It's not. I say it's creepy at times. It's sort of
Mhm.
horror-y, not quite. There's some very intense stuff that happens within the first 2 hours of the game. So
That's hilarious.
it's pretty intense. So yeah, I'm interested in seeing where their story is going to go with all these characters. Right now I have like 2 characters that are really really like 3. I should say 3.
Mhm.
And so I'm very interested in seeing what they have, where they're going to go. But I also think like similar to like Persona. I think by the end of it, I feel like I'm gonna like all the characters because like the first like 2-3 hours is very much introducing you to these characters, getting to know these characters, getting to know their personalities. And of course they have the standard, anime tropes of the kid that is like trying to be tough all the time, You have like the
Mhm.
pervy character. You have the kid that's a super genius kind of weird awkward, you know what I'm talking about, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So they have like they all have like tropey anime type characters, but like Persona, I can see where they could grow and all that because like I'm already seeing like little subtle things of like a break in personalities, like with one particular character where she seems confident, but then she immediately feels like even though she seems confident, there's moments where she's very clearly like, oh, I'm not confident at all. This is all
Yeah.
this is me just trying to put on a show. So like those little moments that you get to see with characters and stuff. So far, I've already like piqued my interest. I will say it is kind of suspicious. So this was something that was going around that made people worry about Digimon Survive.
Mhm.
Bandai Namco, which are the publishers, did not release preview keys or anything like that, or review keys to review the game. So like reviewers didn't get like advanced copies or anything. So
Oh, okay,
everybody got the stuff today.
Interesting.
And so there's like no reviews out right now for it,
Mm.
which is usually not a good sign.
Yeah.
I haven't like in my brief 3-hour incursion into it, I haven't seen anything horrible or bad or anything about it. So maybe like on hour 10 the game becomes a unplayable mess or something. But yeah, I haven't experienced anything bad yet. But again, I'm only like 3 hours in. So it's interesting. It was just interesting to
Nice.
see that. Like, I don't think there's any reviews here. Let me look real quick. Digimon Survive reviews. Reviews. Oh, there's some reviews out. Nope. I'm wrong. Nope, there's no reviews. There's
Whoa.
absolutely nothing on Metacritic right now.
This is everybody shutting it down. The publishers are like, "Hey, 2 months. We said 2 months." No.
Bitches, nobody can talk about this game for 2 months. Yeah, that's what happened. That's why our stream went haywire because
Oh my god, you were talking about Digimon Survive.
They do. It's like you mention it and they come. You whisper
They're
it
like-
and they come.
They're like, "Take the stream down." No.
Destroy them. But no,
Hilarious.
I think it was a combination of things. I think I was because I wasn't running as an administrator was causing it to go haywire, and then I
Okay.
didn't set the bit rate for this side of the stream. So yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Nice.
It seems to be working fine now. We're at 3 minutes and I haven't gotten any drops yet. Everything looks good on my side because I'm watching on my phone as well. So
Nice.
all right. But yeah, so we'll just piece this together in post and
It'll be
yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Maybe this will be an exclusive to Twitch. So as you can see, we are doing something new. We wanted to add a little bit more activity to the stream, so we're playing video games while we're gonna do the podcast. Audio listeners, you won't get to see the game, and you shouldn't hear it either because I muted the Elgato, muted the audio for the game. I can add it back in though. You know, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Here.
Yeah, just like have it maybe as bed music just underneath.
Yeah, underneath it. I don't know. Here, let me see what it sounds like.
Just a lot of woohoo.
Yeah, because we're playing Fall Guys right now. We are playing Fall Guys, so audio listeners, you may eventually hear a random wahoo. I don't know why I'm making it sound like Mario characters.
Yeah,
but we are doing that. So we have a lot to talk about today, though, as the title suggests. There were GTA leaks this week. We have PSVR 2 news. Star Wars KotOR has been delayed indefinitely, and may never see the light of day again. Who knows? And we got PS Plus games for next month. And we also are going to do a little spoiler cast for As Dusk Falls, which was our game of the year so far last week. So where do you want to start? You want to start with the GTA leaks? Do you want to talk about that?
Of course. I love that series.
Okay. So, Elle, do you want to take it away with the overview of what got leaked?
So this was, I might not be remembering this right, but it was a leak. Was it on 4chan or someone on?
It was an article that on Bloomberg by Jason Schreier.
Oh, okay. I think I had originally seen that someone from the company or a couple people previously who worked on the game were leaking stuff, kind of in a what is it, like a secretive way from the game.
Really?
But anyway, so yeah, that's what I originally heard. I could be completely wrong, but so originally what happened is the few things that were leaked. This was leaked. For one, in GTA 6, one of the big leaks is that you're going to be playing. It's going to be kind of like a duo lead character. Yeah. So think like usually I'm trying to think in 5 you had Michael, Trevor, and then
Fred. Was that his name?
No, I don't think it was Frederick. It was something else.
Franklin.
That's right, Franklin. I don't know. Yeah, those three. And you kind of interchange. Well, GTA 6, one of the big leaks is that you're going to be playing as the first female Latina protagonist, protagonist of the game, plus someone else. So kind of think of GTA 5, but it's going to be 2 people. And so that's one of the big leaks here from, I'm reading from the article on IGN by Joe Screbbles. It says here, Grand Theft Auto 6 will reportedly feature a female playable character in its campaign for the first time. Rockstar apparently plans to launch the game with a single city, but will add more locations over time through updates. One of the other things that came from that leak is that supposedly it's going to be set in a Miami-esque location, which my first thought with that goes to Vice City. Of course, that
was my first thought too.
So it goes back to Vice City, and that's like the first thing that pops in my head of everything, which I love Vice City. That's like one of my favorite games it's right next, second to 3, which is Liberty City. And so that's one of the big.
You like 3 the most?
Yeah, I kind of do. Just because the reason why is because of that's like the thing that set everything. Technically, it wasn't the first Grand Theft Auto, but it was the first.
The first 2 were like what? The first 2 were like top down things on
top down.
the SNES, right? Or something like
that. Yeah, on the PlayStation, just top down, very simple, nothing 3D based or anything.
Yeah.
And then 3 was like the first one on the PlayStation 2 that set everything off, and it kind of just like launched it from there. So I want to say it's one of the things that supposedly is they're going to add more locations, and one of the locations is going to be based off of some country like in South America or maybe a Cuba-esque type of thing. Yeah. So man, this is like super big news. They don't plan. I think that if I remember right, it said in the article that they jokingly were saying that they're aiming for 2024, but they're like, we don't even know if it's gonna last or it'll even come out like that quick.
Yeah.
It says here, sources say that the developers on the game are skeptical about predictions for a launch between April 2023 and March 2024 due to multiple changes on the team and bottlenecks in production. And this is like a whole nother thing where, the culture of video game companies, like a lot of crunch, and just like push
yeah.
through. But they're trying to change that work culture around to kind of, not be as hectic as that. And, that's bad for
Mhm.
employees and whatnot. It says also here, developers on the team reportedly expect the game to be at least 2 years away and say that no firm release date has been set internally. So, still up in the air. They're not in a rush. I mean, there's still more things coming out for Grand Theft Auto 5 for like online missions
Yeah.
and let me see. I want to say okay, no, and that's what I remember. So, I think hold on, let me look at the yeah, so the second thing to come with Grand Theft Auto 6 is, of course, as we just spoke about it, it's just the employee backlash that was going on, which, what is it? There was, I'm reading the second article here from Bloomberg, if I remember
Yeah,
right.
that
It
one
says,
is the Bloomberg article is very much focused on the culture of GTA and also talking about how it was kind of stepping away from so GTA has never been. I just got eliminated. GTA has always been sort of a it's a satire of life type of thing,
yeah,
and they've always had like jokes at the expense of a lot of people and stuff. And so like something
yeah,
that was addressed in this Bloomberg article by Jason Schreier was the fact that they're kind of stepping away from that. They're going to have less punch down type things. So
okay,
they're essentially as they're essentially kind of they're going to still of course still be satire, but they're going to be
yeah,
like easing up on a lot of like punching down on minority groups and stuff like that,
yeah,
which there's been. I don't know if you've seen this. People are going, "Oh,
yes,
GTA is going woke," and it's like,
yeah, I saw that.
get the fuck over it, guys. God, Jesus Christ.
I think there's a
I
way to do satire like that
yeah,
without like punching down, so to speak. There's
yeah,
like a way to do it.
yeah, and like, and I will say the thing about GTA is that it does kind of take stereotypes to the extreme, and
Yes, it does. Yeah.
um, I mean, I think it's like, especially in all of them, Hispanics have always been portrayed in a very poor way, I would say,
Yeah,
as
very stereotypical,
yeah. So,
very yeah.
and so I think it would make sense, especially since their main character is going to be a Latina, that they would ease
Of
up and
course.
like try to portray it in a more realistic light. So
Yeah.
I think there's a lot to unpack there. I think people just need to get the fuck over it for one, because
Yeah.
like one, I guarantee you GTA 6 is still going to sell bukus
Man,
of money.
it's
So like
it
hard stop. Like I don't think that's going to change in any way, shape, or form.
no, definitely. Yeah, I agree. I think this is just gonna be one of those things where it's kind of like it's kind of like how you've seen a couple games where they're like, hey, we're pushing it back to just make sure that everything's right, so that way day one it comes out, it's good enough for everybody to play, and people complain, and then at the end of the day, the company knows that people are gonna buy this game because it's GTA 6 is like I would say one of like GTA is a series that's always highly anticipated by players,
Yeah.
and people are gonna want to play and they're gonna want to get their hands on the next game.
Yeah. I think one of the interesting things that got brought up in both of these, the IGN article that you were talking about, and then the Jason
Hmm.
Schreier one from Bloomberg, was was that idea that they're going to expand. They're going to start off with just like one city, but then add on cities. I think that's a
Yeah,
really cool aspect and really interesting direction to go with. Um, with GTA, because that's not something we really have seen. Even like on online GTA, it's still just like the GTA
yeah,
5 city. What is
man,
Los Santos, right?
yeah, yeah, Los Santos, yeah.
Um,
So, whew, so this is my thing because when I saw that they're gonna be adding more,
mhm.
what I don't want people, then there are gonna people that are gonna complain.
Yeah.
Once GTA 6 comes out, be prepared to sit with this game for years.
Yeah.
For years,
Yeah.
because if they're gonna be adding new locations, so forget missions. They'll of course they're gonna do updates online for whatever missions or whatever that you can play online with your friends or whatever multiplayer, whatever.
Mhm.
But this is like really cool how they'll be adding more cities. Or like now you can travel here. Now this is added, and so I don't want to hear any talk. Where's GTA 7? I don't.
I mean, like,
But it,
you know it's gonna happen. Like immediately, GTA
of
6 is gonna
course,
be up for a week, and someone's gonna go, "Where's GTA 7? We should get that now." It's like, dude, what? GTA
it's
6 just came out a week ago. I don't care.
exactly. It's so, but man, that's so crazy. But I love that they're gonna do that of adding new cities, adding new missions, and
Yeah,
I can't wait. I'm all for them taking as much time as they need in order to get that game to the high
it's
standard.
yeah. Like, I think that's one thing. Like, GTA has always been good. Like, I'm not a GTA online person at all. I briefly
Yeah,
played I briefly did GTA Online for the RP servers, like the No
yeah,
Pixel, if you remember No Pixel at all.
yeah. I remember
Um,
that.
I was briefly on that server just for the fun of it. Um, I've always loved the GTA like storyline campaigns and stuff. They've always done like Rockstar like has always done an excellent job. Oh wait, has always done an excellent job of of creating solid like single player campaigns. Like GTA 5 is
Definitely
fantastic. Red Dead Redemption 2, I know like isn't
fantastic.
isn't everybody's like cup of tea, but
Good.
like it like if it hits you, and it hit me, like I think Red Dead Redemption is the masterpiece of Rockstar.
Yes.
Like it hits hard. Obviously, like people don't like Red Dead Redemption for various reasons. Same reason why people don't like GTA. But
Nope.
like that's the thing that I'm excited most about Rockstar is getting a single player thing again, because people have been asking for more single player content for GTA 5
Oh
since it feels
yeah.
like it's been coming out. Like it was like, where's our single player GTA content? All you're doing is focusing online. And I mean there's reasons for that, because the online like
Man,
made like
hundreds,
probably
millions
more
of
money
dollars.
than they would ever give for making an expansion pack. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
because people want to buy those shark cards and all that crap. So, um,
It's so crazy. Yeah, it's just like in a way GTA was kind of like how Fortnite does it, where they just have these updates consistently and like, hey, now you can play as this character, now you can
yeah,
do this, or
you can do
GTA is
this,
the
you can do
same
that.
way.
We've introduced new business things. They even had like who was the Dre, right?
Yeah,
They did,
Dr. Dre.
yeah, Dr. Dre. They had like a storyline they had a story on the online portion where you had to like collect his like lost tracks or something like that. Do you
Yeah,
remember that?
yeah, I
And
remember
like
that. Yeah,
Dr. Dre made music just for GTA.
just for the game. So it's like
Yeah.
exclusive to the game.
So it's like,
And
and it's like they do things like that. It's like I'm sure they're going to continue doing stuff like that for GTA. Granted, they didn't do anything for Red Dead Redemption Online. That's been a sore
yeah,
subject for a lot of people, but
definitely.
but like I can see, but like the reason they keep up with GTA is because of the fact that GTA just sells bonkers, and I'm sure that's going to be the same like for whatever online portion there is for GTA 6.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure
definitely.
I'm sure they're going to still do that too.
Yeah.
Um, which do you think? We're going into speculative territory
Yeah.
here. Do you think there's
Mhm.
going to be like a GTA Online 2 or anything like that, or do you think they're just going to take GTA Online and upgrade it and update it to work with GTA 6?
I mean, I think they'll probably take like because what they have is great, and of course it's great because they're making so much money off the online version of it right now, or
Yeah,
like that portion. They'll probably take the bones of that, and then they'll probably keep some of the same elements. But I think, of course, because it's a new game, they're gonna want to introduce so many new aspects of it, and maybe new modes or just like different things that you'll be able to do. Because if you notice about Rockstar when it comes to the Grand Theft Auto series, they're always trying to one up themselves with every iteration, with with the next one that comes out. Now you can
yeah,
do this, now you can do that. And so I expect it to be somewhat familiar in that way, but it'll have like these new updated like cool features to it.
yeah,
Um and so I'm excited for it cuz I know even me myself I'm not big much of a online person for GTA, but it's crazy to see what people still do in there to this day. And
yeah.
then also like I'm just more in the story, which I love the story, and like I'll play the story like hundreds of times just because I love watching the story just unfold over and
Yeah.
over.
Um, yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see what they could potentially do with the online portion. I think you're right. Like they'll just kind of bring it over because they have a large ecosystem right now. Like,
Definitely.
and I think a lot of people would be upset if they came out and was like, "Oh yeah, all that stuff you have in GTA Online right now, that doesn't carry over." I think
Exactly.
because like people have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars buying all that stuff, and they've dedicated so much time like getting all of those like
Yeah,
special vehicles and doing those heists and everything like that. So I think people would be upset. So I think there could like I think it comes down to like weighing the balance. Is it worth getting people upset for?
exactly.
Offsetting like you're gonna play it anyways type of thing. Like know that's kind of like a shitty attitude to take, but it's like that's business though. You know, it's
That's business, exactly.
like okay, how many people are actually going to be mad? How many, even though they're mad, how many are actually going to stick to the guns? Because we see that with Call of Duty all the goddamn time. People talk about how
Exactly.
we're going to boycott Call of Duty, and then they immediately buy it anyways. So it's like,
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
so it's like, you know, people, whatever. And then it also comes down to like, we also have to remember that GTA appeals to not just gamers, they appeal to the average person that just plays games, you know?
exactly. It's
Like,
it's the same way in movies and like Marvel movies or anything when you kind of get the comic book reader who's like they've been reading the comics for a long time versus like your everyday moviegoer, and they get upset like why did they change this in the story? Or most of the time the studio is trying to make the movie as like open as possible so that way anyone can watch it.
yeah,
And so you got to think about like video game companies don't want to just make a game that's like great for this one niche. They want to make a game that anybody can play, you know, that that's appropriate for whatever age range. So they're not sure they'll keep some sort of like faithfulness to certain aspects of the game, but for the most part, they're wanting to
damn it, got eliminated
sell
at the last second.
they're wanting to sell as much of this game as possible so they can continue to make games.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Like, I'm excited about the online, the idea of the online. I want to see how they
oh
could
yeah.
expand it. Um, I think it would be cool. I think it'd be interesting to see if they like take in some of these RPG elements from like the RP servers and stuff. I think that's the
Yeah.
one area where they could definitely like improve upon to like for those who want to do like RP things. You can't
Yeah.
really do the RP things in the online multiplayer, like if you're without going to a private server, like the no pixels and all that. So
Yeah.
I think it'd be interesting to see if they could pull any of those like ideas from the RP servers and stuff. Um,
Definitely, definitely. I'm just
um,
excited in general
yeah,
for this game because I just can't wait, man. I'm
yeah,
excited to see what the how the story goes, and then also just like see where they take this because you know I feel like the possibilities are endless.
yeah. They're, I mean, they really are. Like they can go anywhere with them. So it'll
Oh
be
yeah,
fun and
definitely.
interesting to see. All right. Moving on to some PSVR news. So there was a beautiful, lengthy blog post over on PlayStation Blog, going over all the like perks, everything that PlayStation VR 2 is going to introduce. They don't have a release date, they don't have a price tag or anything like that. It's just showing off all of the new things that PSVR 2 is bringing. So one of the big things it's bringing is that you're able to like set boundaries around you now, something that the Oculus Quest can already do. But now the
Okay.
PlayStation VR is you're going to be able to say like a virtual boundary to sort of stop you from running into things. Hint: it's still not going to help, but because
Yeah.
Oculus Quest has that, and people still run into walls and into their TV screens and stuff. So um, but they now it's a nice little thing they have there. They also have see-through view, so you can see your surroundings.
That's so cool.
Basically, there's a camera that's like on the front of it, so you can
Ah, okay.
so you'll be able to like see you'll be able to see like right directly in front of you and make sure you're not about to hit something. Um,
Wow.
they're also adding the custom play area is what I was talking about, the boundaries stuff. There's a nice little video that shows it in action on the blog as
Oh
well.
yeah.
And then there's the broadcast yourself while playing. So basically, you need the PS5 HD camera for this to work, but you can broadcast yourself, and what it'll do is basically just take you, like, erase everything from behind you and like plop you into the game. So it'll be
Huh.
you and you're like with your weird controls and your VR helmet, but then it's all the game. So Oculus, I think it's Oculus Quest. One of them already does that. You can set up a camera for it to do that for you already on one of
Okay.
the VR systems. So this is something that's already been there. But you can do the broadcast yourself without like a green screen, which I think is pretty cool.
Nice.
The image that they show on the thing looks a little bit too sharp because I don't think it's gonna be that good of a quality, but yeah. And then there's also the cinematic mode, so you'll be able to watch video, like movies and stuff, in your VR space, something that's already fairly common in everything, where you can like have a movie playing in your VR mode. Like, I don't know
Wow.
I don't know how many people would ever do that.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would want to sit there for 3 hours or potentially 3 hours with a with the VR helmet on, just sitting there staring at a screen. But I know people do that. Like
Of course, yeah.
people do that in the VR chat or whatever it's called. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they do that, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Whatever that super popular PC VR community thing is. People already do that. So um,
Ah.
so it's interesting. So I guess my question for you is: does this excite you at all about VR? Like seeing all of the
It
stuff that PlayStation's doing? Because as hard as it is to imagine, PSVR is
Mhm.
actually is right now, or it was for a while, like the most selling VR system. Like it sold more than the
Mm.
Oculus and all that, but it was also like lower priced at the
Yeah.
time. It was also the backing of PlayStation and all that. So
Ah,
um,
well, I'd say for me, this actually does excite me, for VR, just 'cause I'm like, all these cool features that they're bringing in, it makes me want to invest in it and be like, "You know what? Maybe I should try VR." I've actually never tried VR before in my life.
yeah.
So, it makes me want to be like, "You know what? This actually the cool features that they have make me want to be like, you know what? I should look into this to,
Yeah.
potentially start playing some VR games."
Yeah. I was an adopter of PSVR. I loved my time with PSVR. The problem with PSVR one, the first version, was that it was a mess. It had like 20,000 cords. It didn't have 20,000 cords. That's an exaggeration. But they had way too many cords to like deal with and all that stuff. And like it was a nightmare. Um,
Yeah.
it was a nightmare to set up. Like basically once I uninstall, like I like once I started moving like my room around, like setting up my space and stuff, like I once I like unhooked it, basically, I had no desire to
Mhm.
rehook it up because I was like, this is just too much. This is too much because like when I originally set it up, I had run the cord along the so above me there's like these little because the way my room is set up, there's like these little wood slats along the roof. And so what I
Yeah.
did was run the cable along that and had it drop down so I could have it
Ah,
like behind me and stuff, and I could move
yeah.
relatively freely without like having the cord like wrap around me and stuff like that. Um,
Mm.
Once I took that down, I was like, I don't want to reset any of this up, so I'm not going to.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I guess I'm not going to be doing VR anymore because like I was playing Skyrim in VR. I
Oh,
had
wow.
Skyrim on PlayStation VR, and I fucking loved it, dude. I was like, this is my preferred way to play Skyrim.
Ah,
Because like
okay.
I like the immersion of it. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed the immersion of it for me. Like as a fan of Skyrim, I love Skyrim, and I was like, this is my favorite. Like it breathed new life to Skyrim because at that point I was like kind of burned out on Skyrim, and it was more of me
Mm.
just being curious and wanting to just see what it was going to be like. And the next thing I know, I spent 100 hours in the VR space in Skyrim. So like I would love to be able to go back to that, you know? I would love to be able
Yeah,
to go back to
definitely.
that. Now, PSVR 2, it still has a cord, but it's a single cord this time, so you don't have a whole freaking craziness like
Yeah.
PSVR 1. But Oculus Quest is wireless and all that. It's
Yeah.
for the most part a self-contained thing. You can hook it up to your PC to like expand like the games that you can play on it and stuff. Because basically it draws on the power of your PC to so you can play more intensive games. But that's the thing about the Oculus Quest that gives the Quest a little of an edge, because it's able to be wireless and be free.
Exactly.
So that's the one thing that PlayStation really needs to figure out is I don't think it'll be with PSVR 2, but
Yeah.
hopefully in the future, like any future iterations of PSVR, they'll find a way to make it wireless, make it like so you can
Yeah.
be its own self-contained thing and not have to deal with a bunch of wires and crap.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of time. It's just, I think the difference, of course, with the Oculus, because it's wireless, is you have to think of the average consumer. How many average consumers who are gamers are, streaming like games from the PC, versus like, your average kid who maybe is not well versed in that just yet. And they have systems. So as long as PlayStation like works towards possibly making it wireless, just easing the process of being able to use that piece of equipment, then it'll just keep selling. And so, but I like the direction that they're going, and this gets me excited for what they have to come after this.
Oh yeah, same here. I'm very interested in seeing what they have. Like I really want to play the Horizon. What is it called? It's Horizon Call of the Mountain or something like that. It's their VR version of Horizon Forbidden stuff and all that crap. So I'm really interested in seeing that. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm interested in seeing how it's going to function. What do you think the price point's going to be? So the current price point for a PSVR is about $300 with just the headset unit. Now the interesting thing is the Oculus Quest to the Meta, Facebook, whatever the company, whatever the fuck you want to call them, it's Meta, right? It's not Facebook anymore. They increased the price for the Oculus, which is a very rare thing to happen in hardware space. They increased the price after because the Oculus Quest has been out for years at this point, and they're increasing the price to offset some of the cost of VR development. Because if you have you been paying attention to like how much money their Meta is losing, trying to fund their whole metaverse and VR space and stuff? They are losing massive amounts of money. So this is probably a way to sort of offset that cost,
Yeah.
But yeah, they increased their price. Like it was the same day that this blog post came up on PlayStation. They released we're increasing the price. So
oh my god,
it was really bizarre. So what is the price increase to? I'm gonna look it up real quick. I'm about to. Well, shit, I shouldn't because we're in the middle of a game. I'll look up the price here in a moment. But they increased the price. So the speculation is because right now, so if we want to base it off of the pricing of the PlayStation right now, like the consoles themselves, you can get the discless version of the PlayStation for $400, and then for a disc version of PlayStation 5, you would get it's $500.
Wow.
So do you think they would price it at $400, $500? Do you think they go above the actual price of the PlayStation 5? Would that be absurd?
I think that would be absurd if they went above the price of the PS5. I would say they're probably going to keep it. I'd say so. What's so $400 for the discless?
Yeah,
is that right?
$400 for discless. That's I have a discless, and that's the price I paid for it.
I would say they'll probably keep it at 400, if not. I say 400. That's the number that makes sense. Because man, if you were to charge 500 for that, holy crap.
I believe the Oculus was at 300 before its price increase, so it would put it at 400. I'll double check that price here in a second.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I'll just do it now. Fuck it, we're close.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oculus. I guess it's the Meta Quest now.
Meta Quest. What an interesting name.
Yeah, they changed it. Meta Quest 2 price increase. So yeah, it goes up. It's going up $100. So it's going up from $299 to $399. So $400. So yeah. So I can't imagine PSVR 2 going above $400 either. I think it's kind of absurd to put it at the same price as the console itself, but
Yeah.
because I mean, but it also maybe like the justification there is that this is the lesser end version. This isn't the high end version of the PlayStation 5. The premium version is actually the $500 version, and so that's why. So like that's the version you really need to get, type of thing.
Oh my god,
But
that's so crazy. But I mean, I don't know. Let me ask you this: while we're on the subject, before we go to the next one, do you think that, excuse me, VR is the future of gaming eventually?
yeah, I think it is.
Mm,
I think it's going to. I think it's going to be. I think we have a while to go.
yeah.
I think we have a long while to go with that, but I do think it is the future of gaming. Yeah.
Mm,
It is right now. It's very niche.
yeah.
But it's
Very.
also a niche that is quickly growing. We're seeing more companies support it. Like Sony is going all in on it, and like
Yeah.
the PSVR 1 sold bukus for PlayStation.
Yeah.
So like let me I want to look up the actual stats for this.
Okay. Yeah.
How many? Yes. So right now, according to sources on their,
Hmm.
and this is I'm getting this as of December 31st, 2019. So anything could have happened. They've sold approximately 5 million units of PlayStation VR.
Wow.
So that's not a small number.
Yeah.
Of the PlayStation VR. So and I believe at the time PSVR was also leading sales.
Mm,
Um yeah, in 2019 they announced that 5 million units were sold in 2019, but they haven't made any like updates to those numbers since then.
okay.
So, yeah. Um,
Crazy.
and that's big. Like, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's like when you compare it to how many consoles were actually sold. So, like at the time, 106 PS4 consoles, both Pro and the base version, had been sold, but still, 5 million is no like number to scoff at because
Exactly.
that's still a lot of money, especially you know. So, like,
Definitely.
it's I do think it's the future. Regardless of like whether or not Meta fails. I know a lot of people are cheering on for Meta to fail, but when you look at VR, I don't think VR is solely Meta because
Yeah.
there is PSVR, there's the Vive, that has the support of Steam and Valve and all that. So there's many more than just the Meta Quest and all
Exactly.
that. There's other avenues, and I think it's just right now Meta is the face of it because that's what is being pushed on a consumer level. Hey, you need to get this Meta Quest. That is what's the front facing right now. But I think PlayStation is in a good position to, because it is right now PlayStation is leading sales across the board, and
Hmm.
this current gen PS5s, everybody wants a PlayStation 5. It's the thing to get. So yeah, I think it's the future. Like
I get that.
it's gonna take companies to support it, and I think
Yeah.
it's gonna the technology isn't quite there yet because even like the Oculus Quest or the Meta Quest, sorry, I keep saying Oculus. It's hard not to say Oculus because that's what it was called for years
Yeah.
until they changed it within the past like year, because it was like this year that they changed it to Meta, right? So
Yeah.
it's like it's hard to break that, but yeah, like it's but even like the Meta Quest 2, even though it's wireless and everything, it's still heavy on the face.
Yeah.
You're still sweating underneath it and stuff. So there's like things they need to like figure out to
Yeah.
make it more manageable, more like less of a burden on the player and stuff like that. So,
Mm, I get that. That makes sense.
but yeah, so I think it is the future. I think eventually we are all going to live in a virtual space if we don't already
Oof.
live in a virtual space.
There now. Yeah.
If this isn't all just a virtual thing like the Matrix. Have you seen the science behind that and crap? The whole conspiracy with that shit.
Oh, living in a simulation?
Yeah, yeah.
I
That
mean,
we're current.
I
We don't
don't
have to
see.
get into
I
this. We don't have to get into
Yeah, I was
this.
gonna say, okay.
This is too.
Moving on. I'm about to go deep into that, but anyway, moving on.
But yeah, like I think, but again though, yeah, I think I think there's a lot of promise. I think it's about how companies are going to support it and finding a way to make the technology a little less burdensome on the consumer.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I because like the VR space, there's a lot of awesome experiences to have in the VR space. Like even though I haven't experienced a lot of it, just like seeing it and hearing about it and talking to people that have experienced it makes me go, gosh, man, I want to get on that. Like I've been debating about getting an Oculus or a Meta Quest 2. I should have gotten it before the price increase. But yeah, so I've been interested in it for sure. I've been interested, and I want to keep going into it because I think it is the future.
Gotcha.
There's just things that they need to work out.
Definitely
in terms of the
with
technology.
With time.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, but yeah, on the PlayStation side, I'm incredibly excited. I think it's all cool. I am curious about the pricing points. I'm curious about the release date. Do you think this could come out by the end of the year?
Oh, the end of the year?
Yeah. I mean, we're going into August, so
yeah, we're going into August. I say it gets pushed back to next year.
Do you think it's gonna be like early next year, or do you think it'll be like tail end of 2023?
I think it'll be the tail end of 2023.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Because it just makes sense that they're gonna want to make sure that it's like, when it comes out that it does what it works how it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have any hiccups,
Yeah. Do you think we could see a multiple versions of PSVR 2 like down the road?
Oh.
Sort of like do you think they could like update it, upgrade it? Maybe they try to figure out that I just got eliminated. Do you think they try to do you think they try to like they get it out? Because like when PSVR came out, they just let it out and then never touched again. But do you think with the PS5 support, and because it's so early in the PS5's life, because like the PSVR came out in like I believe it was like 2016, 2017, right? So so that came out later in life of the PS4 life cycle. So do you think with this being so early in the PS5 life cycle, do you think we could see another version of it before they phase out PS5 and go to PS6?
Oof.
And maybe that updated version, maybe they go, it's wireless.
Yeah. I said maybe, or they wait to introduce it with the new system.
Yeah. Launch them simultaneously and like maybe like bundle them together to make it like an $800 price.
Basically, yeah.
You're paying $5,000 for this. What? $5,000? But each one is only worth $500 and $600, individually. Yep, $5,000. Sorry, that's how it's gotta go.
Give me your money. No, yeah, no, I could definitely see them because I think they're gonna put this version when it does come out, and then I think this will sit with the rest of the life of the PS5, and then once they get close, I think maybe they wait till the 6 if they call it PS6. But
yeah,
I could see it that way.
Okay, yeah, I could too. All right. So moving on from PSVR talk. KotOR delayed indefinitely. So the KotOR remake game that got announced at a PlayStation showcase last year has been put permanently on hold after a poor showing on the developers' part of Spire. They had a new showing with Sony execs and Lucas LucasArts executives, and they then got things went downhill fast and did not work out for them. Some people got fired as well.
Wow.
So my question for you is: does this surprise you? Do you have a history with KotOR at all? Knights of the Old Republic.
I do, because my little brother played it a lot and he loved that game, and of course you as well. I know that you love that game as well. Because I played it a little bit, never finished it, but I have played it before. I am familiar with it, and yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Did this news surprise you when you
this
saw
news?
this?
No, it did not. I don't know if this is. I might be wrong in saying this, but everything that I've heard about basically this indefinite delay, the company themselves supposedly haven't had the best track record all the time. Not to say that they're a bad company, but they, from what I was seeing online, people were saying that, you know, whenever they kind of showed off, I think at first, I might be getting this wrong. I'm trying to remember if they decided to take this on, and they show off some initial like, hey, look, this is what we can do for the game.
Yeah, that was like that was like their pitch to like Sony and
Exactly.
LucasArts and stuff. And what they showed was apparently impressive. And according to this article on Bloomberg by Jason Schreier, the execs were impressed by it, that initial vertical slice. But since then, there hasn't been significant progress. Apparently, like the developers were like, we spent way too much time on this vertical slice to show off, to pitch, that everything else has kind of thrown everything off. On top of that, the lead designer for it got fired and all this other stuff. So like there was a lot of like, it was basically, it quickly went into development hell, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, as a person who's familiar with Aspire, I'm not actually surprised by any means that this happened. So Aspire has only, from my experience and from the games that I know of Aspire has only ever ported games. From one system to another. They've never created a game from scratch. They've never made their own like IP, as far as I know. I might be wrong on that. But even their ports haven't always been the best ports. So like right now, you can play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 on Switch, and that was ported by Aspire. However, and Aspire knows this, they said they're working on a fix. There is a moment in the port on the Switch where the game becomes completely unplayable and you can't go beyond a certain point. Like it's impossible. Like there's things you have to do to like work. There's like workarounds for it, but they're like they're annoying workarounds that is like you shouldn't have to do that.
Oh my God.
Type of thing.
Wow.
So just seeing that makes me go, yeah, Aspire is not ready for this for this endeavor, taking this level of game, because like KotOR has a special place in a lot of people's hearts. It was like it was one of the biggest
game.
Yeah, it's a beloved classic from 2003, 2004. Like it won Game of the Year from multiple places and stuff. And on top of that, it's a Star Wars IP. So like there was a lot of expectations already for KotOR. Like any sort of KotOR remake, there's already going to be a lot of expectations. And honestly, like just knowing from Aspire, like I had initial like, ooh, I don't know if they could handle that, but I'll remain optimistic. But like after seeing all this, I'm like, I think the only way we're gonna see a KotOR actual like sort of remake is if LucasArts, Sony, whoever gets to make that decision, gives it to another company. I don't think Aspire is really the right company for this, especially because again, they haven't done anything significant that makes me believe in them. And also this is a very ambitious RPG. Like this is an RPG that a lot of people love. I'm one of those people that love it. And I confess I was excited about the idea of it, about seeing it and stuff. But yeah, so it's gonna really, I think, gonna come down to like I think LucasArts, Sony, whoever gets to make that decision. I think it's LucasArts because I think it was just a timed exclusive for Sony in the first place. But whoever gets to make that decision definitely should probably hand it off to another company, to see someone that has a bigger reputation, especially in like the RPG space. That could potentially do it. So like, because it's definitely a very beloved franchise, and it deserves better than just getting a half-ass sort of remake type of thing, you know? So
exactly. No, definitely. I completely agree, because that's not that game is not something that you just don't put your all into it.
Yeah.
Especially when trying to update it and bring it back to you know, these types of standards these days. And so I'm not surprised though. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm excited by it, and we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah,
I'm excited by it because I like the idea that there might be a bigger, better company that comes up. If you could
definitely.
pick any company, do you have any companies in mind that you would like to see them tackle it? Because you remember, the original KotOR was made by BioWare.
BioWare.
So,
Okay.
BioWare, Mass Effect, Dragon Age, all that. That was before they had.
Ooh.
That was before they had Mass Effect. Before they had Dragon Age.
Wow. I would say give it to.
But do you want it? Do you? I
Oof.
mean, they could technically give it to BioWare, but BioWare is kind of swamped with another Mass
Yeah.
Effect game and the next Dragon Age game, and then also Anthem was not that good of a game, and that was the last
Yeah.
big
Oof.
BioWare game, unless you count the re-release of the Mass Effect games in the Legendary Edition.
Why not give it to him?
Give
Just
it
to
back.
kind of like
Give it back to
just
BioWare and EA.
exactly. Just give it back to him. Just let him remake it because I'm pretty sure they're like, well, I mean, we originated this, so why
I
not?
mean, yeah, but I'm sure the people that worked on it are no longer at BioWare, so
Of
it'd be a
course.
completely. But they did BioWare, the company, does have that pedigree of already working on it. And then Obsidian worked on Knights of the Republic 2, so Obsidian could
Mm.
be, but that's an Xbox team. So
Ah.
did you just get punched off?
No, I didn't. Oh, I almost got punched off.
Oh,
Um,
no.
I'd say why not? Give them a chance to give it the look that it deserves because this is even though sure maybe the people who worked on the original aren't there. Oh my god. Um, they're still the originators.
Yeah. Yeah, I would be fine with it. BioWare doing it, Obsidian doing it. Um, I think it would be fun to see what if a Naughty Dog took it and took it over.
That'd be
Since
hilarious.
Naughty Dog is a PlayStation studio, and since it was a timed exclusive, maybe just make it a complete exclusive and give it to a Naughty Dog and see them see what they can do with KotOR. I think that would be pretty rad. I mean, we could see what's the team that's working on the Apex Legends devs? What are they? Respawn. Duh.
Respawn.
Our namesake. Not really. We didn't
That's
name
hilarious.
we didn't name
They took our
ourselves.
name.
Yeah, we didn't name ourselves after Respawn. But yeah, Respawn Entertainment, because they made Fallen Order, and Fallen Order is awesome. So, but
True.
they're busy working on the next Jedi Fallen Order game, which is Jedi Survivor or whatever. And then they're working
Ah.
on also, of course, Apex Legends. There's a rumored single player game set in the Apex Legends universe being in development,
Mm,
which I think is weird because, man, fuck that dude trying to stop you.
I know.
Um, which is weird because Apex Legends takes place in the Titanfall universe. So I'm like, why are they calling it the Apex Legends universe when Titanfall was the first of those games? Because Apex Legends was touted as, oh, it's in the Titanfall universe. Is that what it's called? The big mech game that they
Yeah,
made? Yeah,
yeah,
Titanfall.
Titanfall. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Titanfall.
But now it's
Why
all
not give it?
granted. I would say Apex is obviously far larger than Titanfall ever was, but
Why not give it to Devolver Digital? Just give it to.
I mean,
give
Devolver
it.
Digital is a publisher, so
Oh,
I guess they could divvy
well,
out to one of their
yeah.
developers that they work with. Give it to
Give
the
it
Cult of the
to
Lamb people.
yeah, give it to them, and then give it that whole new look.
They
Hilarious.
Cult of the Lamb KotOR edition.
Oh my god, this guy is a jerk. He's taking his time.
Yeah, he's an asshole. All right.
Yes.
So, anything else about the KotOR Delayed? Anything else that you want to speak on about it?
Nope. Just hope that it gets the release it deserves, and then it comes out, and that people who loved it before can enjoy it
Yeah.
again, and those who are unfamiliar can enjoy the new experience.
Yeah, I agree. Do you think it could forever stay shelved?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's an easy answer there. I think it could. I think
Yeah.
it could easily, seeing how the developers were with it, they could go, yeah, we're not gonna. Well,
Yeah.
there's gonna be no KotOR final release.
Exactly.
I could easily see that for sure. All right, moving on. We got a new round of PlayStation Plus games for August. This is all you need is the essential tier to get these games. But
Nice.
there's 3 new games. They're all bangers too. These are
They
all
are.
banger games.
Oh my god. What
So
a
all are going to be available August 2nd. So it's going to be available this coming Tuesday. You get Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2.
crazy.
Awesome. It's the PS5 and PS4 version. I only have the PS4 version because I never paid the $10 to upgrade it to PS5. You can get Yakuza Like a Dragon, which is also the PS4 PS5 version, which is awesome because I have all of the Yakuza games on my PlayStation except for Like a Dragon. I bought Like a Dragon on Xbox for some reason. I can't remember why. But now I'm going to have all of the games on PlayStation, so that's awesome. And then the final one is Little Nightmares. Is it Little Nightmares? Just Little Nightmares, or is Little Nightmares 2?
I think it's Little Nightmares. Oops,
Yeah, it's just Little Nightmare. I fell too, so I'm gone. But yeah, Little Nightmares. All of these games bangers. I mean, like if you get a Japanese RPG that is beloved, people say is the best of the Yakuza games. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, of course, is fantastic. It was probably one of the best like remakes of one of those of. I wouldn't say of all time because I think like Demon Souls is regarded as the best and all that, but it is a fantastic remake of very classic games. And then Little Nightmares is a fantastic little indie game. So I love the look of Little Nightmares. Have you ever played Little Nightmares?
No, I've seen it, but I've never played it.
Oh, it's an awesome, beautiful platform. If you like Inside and Limbo, you'll like Little Nightmares.
Nice.
Definitely, if you can try it, I would definitely give it a shot. But yeah, all three of these games are a banger. Xbox also has released their thing. I got to look it up real quick because I didn't put it in the doc. But they announced their games with gold for August today. Or it was yesterday actually, but
nice.
But they announced their games. Where are we going? I need the actual blog. I want the actual blog, not just the. I want the actual blog, not something from Polygon itself. I want the actual blog update. Why can't you just give me the freaking blog? There we go. Games of August. There we go. Found it. All right. So the games that you get from Games with Gold for August 2022, you can get Calico, which is a lovely little game about cats. It's an indie game where you're basically running a cat cafe. It's a cute, colorful game. I own it on Epic Game Store. I bought it for like $15, I believe, or something like that. Really fun game, really cute game. The next one, and that's going to be available from August 1st to the August 31st. Then the next one is Scourgebringer. I don't know how to pronounce this. It's going to be available from August 16th to September 15th. Then you can get Saints Row 2 from August 1st to August 15th. Probably in preparation for the next Saints Row game.
Yeah,
it's coming out because it's coming out in August, right? So
yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so cool, getting a double dip of Saints Row. And then Monaco, what's yours is mine. I've never heard of this game before, but it's going to be available from August 16th to the 31st. It was apparently on Xbox 360, so it's one of the last Xbox 360 games you can get.
Wow.
Remember, after October, they're no longer going to be supporting Xbox 360 titles as free games. So remember that, y'all.
Well.
And then finally, the last bit of news for today, the exciting news that I'm excited about. On August 4th, we are getting the next wave of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe maps. We are getting Wave 2 maps, and they have some banger tracks coming out. So I'm going to run down these track names, and if you remember any of these, stop me.
Okay.
But the first one is a completely new track. It is called Sky High Sunday. Completely new track. It's very colorful from the trailer. I thought it looked cool. I'm interested in seeing how it's going to play. Next up is the Calamari Desert from the N64.
Man.
Some fond memories of playing that. Back in the dorms. We would play that often, actually.
Such a classic track.
Yep. Then Mario Circuit 3 on the SNES, which is another really classic track. I love that one.
Yep.
And then we have Sydney Sprint from Tour.
Okay.
Then there's Mushroom Gorge, which was one of the more popular Wii maps. Do you remember playing on Mushroom Gorge? Oh my god, I just messed everything up.
I think I remember Mushroom Gorge.
Yeah. Then we have Waluigi Pinball from the DS, which apparently you love that one?
Yes, I love that map so
All right,
much.
break it down for me because I never played the DS.
So you're basically playing in a pinball machine. The track is like this pinball machine.
Mhm.
Um, the whole aesthetic of it is very cool. It's very like what's the word? I can't think of the word. It's just a machine. This is so bad. I'm doing a bad job. But
It's a machine.
it has like a
There's
futuristic, technologically advanced looking thing. The
yeah.
main part of it is this long stretch where you have these flippers that are going off, bumpers for, like your typical pinball machine if you've ever played one. Um, and it's just really colorful at night. It's so cool. I remember playing them on the DS so much. I would love to go back to that track like all the freaking time.
Yeah. Awesome. So oh sorry, my brain just went blank because we're going on to another one. Snowland from the GBA. I'm not familiar with Snowland at all.
No, me
Um
either.
and then the final one to round out the 8 tracks is New York Minute, which is
Huh.
from Mario Kart Tour.
Okay.
So
Hmm.
some banger maps there. I mean, Calamari Desert, Mario Circuit 3.
Yeah.
You're excited about Waluigi Pinball. I like
Oh yeah.
Mushroom Gorge, so I'm excited about going back to Mushroom Gorge. I've never played the Sydney Sprint or the New York Minute because I've never played
Yeah,
Tour.
me either.
And
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with Snowland, but I'm excited about playing this. It's going to be August 4th, so it's going to be on Thursday next week. I was thinking
Nice.
about doing a stream on this channel. So maybe but you don't have Mario Kart, do you, right? So
Yeah. No, I might end up getting it, and then I'll just
get
have
it.
to
Get
unlock
it.
all the tracks.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's going to be available next week on Thursday. I'm excited about this. I'm really excited about like what this means because like these are some really good tracks. So I wonder what
Oh yeah.
this has me excited. Like I was cautiously excited on the first wave.
Mhm.
I didn't. There was only like one track in the first wave that I liked, which was
Yeah.
the I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it was like a ninja inspired one. Um,
Oh, I
can't
can't remember
remember.
the name either.
Yeah, but I that was like the only track I really liked. All the other ones were fine and stuff, but it did make me go, "Oof, is this what we're gonna expect from the waves?" But seeing these tracks, I'm like, okay, I can get behind this, like, because I love Mario Circuit 3 and I
Oh,
love
Ninja Hideaway.
Ninja Hideaway, yeah, because Ninja Hideaway was the new track
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, I love Calamari Desert, I love Mario Circuit 3, so. I'm excited to play that. I'm excited to experience Waluigi Pinball because that I've seen everybody go gaga for that.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's just because people love Waluigi or what, but
Yeah.
uh,
It's a great course. I love it. It reminds me. There's like another track on there. That's Wario based. But it came out on Double Dash. I don't know if they're gonna bring that back.
I mean,
But
maybe
it
in the future
maybe
we still have what three more,
I think so. Yeah.
or
But
four more things. So
it has the same aesthetic as the Waluigi track.
yeah,
And so it's super cool.
yeah. So I'm excited about it. We don't have to wait long either.
Oh yeah.
We did have briefly. I'm moving on from this, by the way.
Oh yeah. No, you're fine.
I realized there was no segue there. We did briefly have. We were going to briefly talk about the Annapurna showcase, but Elle is a failure at life and didn't even know that it was happening. Granted, I didn't tell him it was happening at all. But the Annapurna showcase happened. There were some cool reveals. The coolest one that I do want to talk about, and I'm actually going to
Mhm.
bring it up on stream.
Oh, let's see.
Let me go find it real quick.
Okay.
It's called uh what is it called? Lost World?
Lost World.
Lost. Hold on. Let me look at the list of Annapurna showcase games real quick. So I'm making sure I'm looking up this right because yeah, Annapurna showcase. Doo-doo-doo. All right. I should have never deleted anything from from the doc. I should have just left it in the doc. All right. The Lost Wild is what it's called.
The Lost
No,
Wild.
no,
Okay.
not the Lost Wild. Sorry. No. No. It is the Lost Wild. Here.
Okay.
That's why I thought it was the Lost World because
Oh,
it
gotcha.
is dinosaurs.
Ah, okay.
Here, let me pull up. Let me get this in here real quick. But yeah, it looks incredible. Window capture. full screen this real quick. You will not be able to video watch as you want to see it. Audio listeners, you probably will not hear this. So, but yeah, I'm excited about this. This looks really cool. The Lost Wild. But yeah, it's dinosaurs. It looks so cool.
Whoa.
It's like it seems like it's going to be like a survival horror type thing. And
Okay.
like towards the end of the trailer, it gets full on like Jurassic Park. So,
Oh wow.
but like it looks beautiful too. So
Yeah,
I'm really interested in seeing this game.
that looks
Great
crazy.
ape games. So definitely, audio listeners, go check out the Lost Wild trailer. It looks really freaking good. But yeah, you see the
Wow.
T-Rex there or
Yeah.
something there.
That
And,
looks
and
crazy.
it looks like you're like in like a Lost World type, like a Jurassic Park type facility.
Whoa. Just trying to survive.
Yeah, but they do the flare thing here in a second that they do in the movies.
Yeah. Oh.
You know, remember that iconic scene where they're trying to chase
Yeah.
off the. See,
Holy crap.
so, but yeah, it's going to be available on
Crazy.
Steam. It doesn't have anything else listed, but yeah, this is how they ended the showcase, and it looked incredible. It looked incredible.
Nice.
So, let me turn that off. So,
Nice.
but yeah, I'm incredibly excited about it. I think it looks awesome. That was the one that stood out to me the most. But for the most part, the Annapurna showcase was just it's indie stuff. So if you're not into indie games, then the showcase probably isn't for you. But they also are re-releasing a lot of games on Xbox and Switch and stuff. So there was a lot of just re-showing that. Also some upgrades for some games like PS5 and Xbox Series XS updates. Like the Outer
Nice.
Wilds is getting an update. What Remains of Edith Finch, if you know that, are you familiar with that game? What Remains of Edith Finch?
Yeah.
That's getting a PS5 and Xbox Series S and X and S update as well. So yeah, they were just reiterating, and then they did a lot of dev talks for games that are in development, but they didn't really show too much off of those games. They just had the developers talk about, hey, we're making this game. So
Nice.
it was fairly short too. It was like 45 minutes or something like that, so it wasn't too long. But yeah, check it out if you want. But it was the Lost Wild that stuck with me just because made me go Jurassic Park. So
Jurassic Park. Yeah.
it's like it's clearly very heavily influenced by Jurassic Park, especially with
Definitely.
with the flares at the end there too.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so definitely go check that out if you are interested in any of the Annapurna things. And Annapurna is typically hit or miss for me.
Okay.
They're very similar to Devolver Digital, where Devolver Digital games are hit and miss for me too. Like I think Cult of Land I'm gonna be behind, but like I can't think of another Devolver Digital game this year that I enjoyed. Trek to Yomi was Devolver Digital, and that game flopped for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but I think Cult of the Lamb's gonna hit for me because like the demo was incredible. I did play that Angry Foot game. Anyways, not important because we're supposed to be talking. I'm talking about Annapurna. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. There's no date for the Lost Wild or anything like that either, so I don't think it's going to be coming out this year. But yeah, that was the Annapurna. My rundown of the Annapurna showcase with just one significant game, in my opinion.
Nice.
There was also a mech game that looked cool, but I can't remember the name of, and it's not worth looking for. Anyways, moving on from there, are you ready? Do you want this to be a separate from the podcast? Do you want this to be an independent thing? Kind of leaning towards that. Like we end the podcast.
Yeah, let's do it like that.
Yeah, okay. Then take it away, Al. Take it away in the podcast now.
Well, to everybody that's tuned in, sorry for the hiccups and the technical difficulties. Hey, it happens. But if you want to catch us live on the podcast, you can catch us usually every Thursday. I know it's Friday, but it's every Thursday, usually at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's 8 p.m. Eastern. On twitch.tv/Respawn Please Podcast. Also, if you miss out on the live stream, that's okay. We have the recorded version of the podcast available on our YouTube page, which if you just type in Respawn Please Podcast, it'll pop up. The audio version is available as well everywhere you can get podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, everywhere. Go tune in, subscribe. Make sure that you follow the podcast on all the social media platforms. We have On TikTok and on Instagram, it's at Respawn Please Podcast. And on Twitter, it is at Respawn_Please. And we also live stream every Friday where we play games at usually around 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, give or take. Just, follow us and you'll get the notification. And other than that, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in. You all freaking suck. I hate every single one of you. Also, remember to check out respawnplease.com. That is a website.
Oh, that's right.
We're going to be reviewing games and posting it on there. We're going to be hopefully getting our As Dusk Falls review up there soon. But Stray is up there. We have Firewatch. Digimon Survive is going to eventually get up there too. I gotta beat it first. And we'll figure out what other games are for August are going to be getting put up there. But yeah, anyways, thank you all so much for joining us. Have a wonderful night. And for those who are watching live, stick around because we are going to do a spoiler cast for As Dusk Falls. All right. See you losers later.